Which of the following answers refers to an API that enables communication between hosts on a LAN? What is a LAN? Well, CompTIA uses a lot of acronyms, so you kind of got to get used to it. But a LAN is a local area network. And it's basically, think about your house, how you have Wi-Fi there. And if you go too far away, you can't access that Wi-Fi. It's just local area, and it's a network in that local area. So let's look at the following answers. Which one of these is not one of the answers? Well, let's go with DNS, not an answer. DNS stands for Domain Name System, and you can think of it as like the phone book of the internet. So if you have an IP address, 8.8.8.8, you never type that in to get to google.com, even though that is google.com. The domain name service is what links the two together, and when you type in google.com, it is really 8.8.8.8, but there's that abstraction, DNS handles it. And then we have TCP/IP. TCP is Transmission Control Protocol, and then IP is going to be the Internet Protocol. And this is basically just talking about how information is being transmitted in between across the internet. It's pretty much it. It has all to do with LANs, so that's good. That's one of our possible parts, but it's not an API. An API, by the way, is going to be an application protocol interface, and it's how different applications interact with each other. So TCP/IP is going to be data transmission on a LAN, but no API, no application protocol interface. And then we have NetBIOS. Now, NetBIOS is a bit interesting. The NetBIOS stands for Network Basic Input Output System. BIOS is always Basic Input Output System. It's what you have when you boot up your computer, but the net part is for network. And it provides services relating to session management and name resolution for applications on a LAN. The NetBIOS, think of it as, when I say BIOS, think of different electronic devices that have these BIOSes. And the net is for the network. And so all these different devices need to have an application program interface to communicate with each other. And the network is for like the local area network, the LAN, and that's how it communicates. NetBIOS is an API, not a protocol. Protocol would be the TCP/IP. NetBIOS is an application, an API, application programming interface. Application program interface, not programming. So that would be our answer. NetBIOS refers to an API that enables communication between the hosts on a LAN. DCP, by the way, is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, and this allows you to automatically configure IP addresses for devices on your network. So like printer and computer, you can automatically have those have IP addresses when they log on instead of manually selecting them, which could cause interference. So let's sum that up. We have DNS, Domain Name Service, and this is basically the phone book of the internet, google.com to an IP address. And then we have TCP/IP, that is just Transmission Control Protocol, and then IP is going to be Internet Protocol. This is used on LANs to transmit data, but it's not an API. That is NetBIOS. NetBIOS, or Network Basic Input Output System, is what allows devices to communicate on a LAN through an application program interface, API. And then DHCP is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, and it allows you to configure automatically, by the way, IP addresses on a LAN.